Welcome, my name is Peter Strong. I'm based in Boulder, Colorado, and I'm a professional mindfulness-based psychotherapist. I offer online therapy for the treatment of anxiety and depression. So if you're looking for anxiety treatment without using medication, then please go to my website and learn more about this mindfulness-based therapy service that I offer. So medications do not treat the underlying cause of anxiety. They only provide a temporary relief from symptoms. And you don't want to become dependent on medications because they have side effects and they tend to lose effectiveness over time as well. If you really want to recover from anxiety attacks, you need to address the underlying process that causes that anxiety. And that process is psychological in nature. It's basically a psychological habit that becomes established and that gets triggered by various triggers, and that habit creates the anxiety. But habits can be changed, and one of the best ways of changing the anxiety habit is to actually learn how to apply mindfulness to meditate on that anxiety. Instead of trying to run away from anxiety or trying to distract ourselves from anxiety, which do nothing to change the anxiety, we actually learn how to meditate on our anxiety. In that process, we learn to develop a stable and non-reactive relationship to the emotion itself. And that is vital because if we react to our emotions, we end up feeding those emotions, rather like throwing fuel on a fire. When you stop reacting to your anxiety, then you stop feeding that anxiety. And that is the first step to helping that anxiety resolve itself and heal. So you have to learn how to be present with your anxiety or other emotions without reacting to them. So this is the first step in mindfulness training, how to do that, how to see your emotions as objects in the mind instead of becoming overwhelmed by those emotions. The second stage in mindfulness therapy is to investigate the structure of your anxiety. What actually is there? What happens in the mind that feeds that anxiety, that creates it? So that involves looking at those patterns of habitual reactive thinking that feeds the anxiety. As we begin to see these thoughts, we can begin to break free from the habit of that reactive thinking in the same way. We can see the thought, but not become identified with it, not become overwhelmed by it, not become lost in that reactive thinking. And in that way, we stop feeding the fire of reactive thinking, which is one of the causes of our anxiety. Another thing that we do in our mindfulness meditation on our anxiety is investigate the imagery of the emotion. So all emotions are accompanied by some form of imagery, how you see it in the mind. And generally, intense emotions are too large, too close, and too high in our visual field. They are overwhelming because we see them above us, literally, in the mind. And in order to be overwhelming, the emotion has to be very large in size. And it will also have certain colours that support the anxiety, maybe red or orange. These details are very important. That imagery is actually what creates the emotion in the first place. And the reactive thoughts simply stimulate that imagery. Now, when you can see the imagery, you can begin to change that imagery. When you change the imagery, you change the emotion. So part of our mindfulness meditation work is to explore the imagery and explore changing the imagery of our emotions. And this is what promotes their healing. There are other factors that we explore during mindfulness therapy, and I'll explain those to you in more detail if you choose to do some online mindfulness therapy sessions with me. If you're interested in learning how to overcome anxiety attacks without medication, then please send me an email and let's schedule a trial Skype therapy session. Thank you.